Hey guys, thank you back for tuning back into the channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also turn on your notifications for more of this content. So, our topic for today is 7 signs of a prodigal daughter or son. 7 signs of a prodigal son or daughter. First of all, we all know the story of the prodigal son, someone that left his dad, that wanted his share of his own wealth, left his parents' house, and went into the world to actually misbehave, to actually go against the will of God in their lives. So there are signs that you know that someone is a prodigal son or daughter. And when you realize this as a parent, number one is you have to pray for that person. You have to, if it's possible, fast for that person, that God should put this person in the right direction, that God should put this person back on track that pleases Him and not of the devil. Because most prodigal sons or daughters don't end up coming back. When I mean don't end up coming back, like from there, the world takes them. It can be in debt, it can be in not returning back to your family, it can be in so many things. So you have to pray. Not remember that not all prodigal sons or daughter comes back. Not all. There are people that have gone against the will of God. They have gone against the will of God and they never came back. From there, the world took them. From there, they never believed again. They never saw good for God for who He is again. So that's how it is when it comes to prodigal son or daughter. So there are signs I'll be properly explaining to you concerning a prodigal daughter or son. So when you notice this in a child, it's best to make haste while the sun still shines, so that you don't at the end of the day lose your child or lose your son or daughter to the world itself. So number one sign that a son or daughter is prodigal is wasteful and reckless life. Wasteful and reckless life. This generation is this generation mostly exhibits a wasteful life and a reckless one. You see a child who doesn't obey his parents. You see a child who lives a reckless life. He or she doesn't care anything about life. What they know is they want to enjoy the now. They want to live life to the fullest. You see young ones today, they do drugs, they smoke, they fornicate like it's nothing. They fornicate like it's a normal thing now. It's a norm. It's a normal thing. They don't care about it anymore. They do drugs like, yes, this is the life we chose. So when you see that your child is going to this path, it's a sign of a prodigal son or daughter. It's good you make haste. It's good you call upon the Lord. It's good as a parent, you call upon the Lord. Ask Him to redirect your child's footstep. Ask Him to capture your child. Because only you on your own as a parent can capture that child. It's very difficult to bring a child that do drugs out of that drugs that he does or she does. It's very difficult. So it's why you need to call upon the name of the Lord. Why you need to ask God to bring back your child. Bring back your child, because it's not all child that lives that comes back. Like I told you earlier before I started these signs, it's not all child that lives that comes back. Some lives and goes like that. So it's good that when you notice this, you pray. You pray for your child. And it's not only when bad thing happens you pray for your child. Pray for your child when there is good thing. Pray that God secures your child. Pray that God doesn't allow the enemies take your child unawares. That is number one sign. Reckless and wasteful life. Wasteful. They are living a wasteful life. They are wasting their life. You see that a child, you have every connection you have to make your child go get a job. And you have gotten a job for this person, but this person refuses to work. He or she doesn't want to work. You can imagine they want to just waste their life. He or she doesn't want to work. Not minding the fact that you have done everything possible for this person to get a job. When the job comes, he or she says, I am not working. I don't want to work. I don't feel like working for anybody. It's a sign. of a prodigal son or daughter, and you need to pray for that child. Number two, he or she is not a God fearing. He or she is not God fearing. You know, God fearing people, God fearing youths are difficult to find these days. God fearing children are difficult because the devil, like I always say, devil is smart. Devil is very smart. He uses the friends of this your children to actually get to them. When you see that your child is no longer God fearing, probably your child used to be God fearing before, but with time, your child begins to deviate from the will of God. Your child that goes to church often doesn't care about church, doesn't care about the things of God, doesn't reverence God. When it's time to pray, you have to force him or her to come out for prayers. It's a sign of a prodigal son or daughter, and it's a sign that you need to do more as a parent. You need to do more. You don't give your child open hands like that to do what they want to do. Go out wherever they want to go out. You don't do that. As a parent, you need to be strict. When I mean strict, I don't mean you should harm your child or you should be so strict with your child. No. There's some certain things you shouldn't allow in your house. You shouldn't allow in your house. You know, the Bible says train a child in a way that pleases God, so that when he grows, he won't depart from it. So you have a part to play. You have a role to play as a parent. So when you notice that your child actually is not God fearing, it's time to go back to your drawing board. It's time to put things in order. You are the parent of that house. You have the final say. Yes, God has the final say spiritually, but physically, you have the final say. You need to understand that your child needs to be God fearing. And if it's not God fearing, it's a sign he or she is a prodigal child. And it's a sign that you need to bring this person back to the presence of God. Number three, he or she always seek for his or her rights in anything they share. So a prodigal son or daughter usually seek for his or her rights or share in anything. Like they always want to get, they always want to get, they always want to get, they always want to get. They are so desperate to get something. If you are giving, for instance, if you are giving one of your child, maybe for a reward, they always want to get theirs. And if they didn't get theirs, there's a problem at home. You are offering a child a reward for something he or she carried out. That prodigal son or daughter will come and demand for their own. And if it's not given, there's usually a problem at home. There's usually no peace in the house because he or she wants their own share. They want their own share. They want their own rights. They want it by force and by fire. And if they don't get it, there's a problem. So this is a sign of a prodigal son or daughter. And you need to understand that prodigal sons or daughter are greedy ones. Are greedy. They are being driven by the spirit of greed. So that's one of the signs of a prodigal son or daughter. Number four, he or she is always angry. He or she is always angry. Whatever thing, whenever you talk to a prodigal child, as a parent, you are advising a prodigal child. He or she gets angry when you begin to give them advice. For instance, you tell your child, this is how to do this innocently, not like you are even saying it violently. They get angry. That like you in their face, in their physical appearance, you see that they're angry. You see that their body reaction, body movement tells you that they're angry. That facial expression shows that they're angry. You need to understand that this is a sign of a prodigal child or daughter, prodigal son or daughter. Because you can't give somebody good advice that is beneficial to that person and that person becomes angry. That person gets angry at their siblings. Whenever their sibling make a mistake, the whole house is on fire. The spirit of anger is driving the prodigal child. The spirit of anger drives this person. So you need to continue in prayer if you realize that your child is always angry. Even in good thing, he or she is angry. You need to pray and ask God to deliver such child. Numbers Number five, he or she never obeys the law or keep the rules. He or she never obeys the law and keep the rules. The law, both biblically and the law, both the constitution of any given country. They break the law. They are lawbreakers. They never obey the law. They never keep God's commandments in the first place, and they never keep the commandments of a particular society or constitution, or a particular country. They always want to break the law. They always want to do things that they will end up in jail, or they end up in cell. After that, you will come and bail them. So when a child constantly breaks the law, constantly doesn't keep the law, it's a sign that he or she is a prodigal child, be it male or female, be it boy or girl. They always want to break the law. They don't keep the rules and regulation of a given society or a particular place or in the home. You tell them that don't come back late at night. They come back late at night as they want. That is why I said it's done on you as the parents to actually make things right. To actually do the right thing. Don't give your child free hands to grow up like that. It's best you correct this child as he or she is still tender. He or she is still little. When you begin to realize this, pray earnestly for that child so that child don't go astray. Number 6, he or she never takes advice. No matter how much you advise a prodigal child, they don't hear to advice. They go contrary to what you advise. Tell a child that, look, drugs is not good. Drugs kills. Smoking damages your lungs. Cocaine is not good. Hard drugs is bad. They go contrary to what you said, and they begin to do that which you don't want them to do. They never seek advice. If you tell a child, do this, they do the opposite. They never want to seek your advice. They never want to, seek listen to you in anything you have to say. That is why they always get angry whenever you want to advise them, because they feel like you are wasting their time. They feel like they are always right. They know that they are always right in anything they do. So that's one of the signs of a prodigal child. Then number 7 is he or she always hates. He or she always hates. Always hate on people, always hate on others. In fact, to an extent, they hate their siblings. You see that particular prodigal child always wanting to be the black sheep in the family, always wanting to fight any member of the family, even outside. Always hates. Doesn't like where there is peace. He wants where there is always quarrel. He hates on this, he hates on this one, he hates on this one. So these are the 7 signs of a prodigal child. And if you notice those signs in your child, I beg you as a parent, pray for that child. There is nothing too late for God. Even if that child has grown up to adulthood and is still exhibiting the signs of a prodigal child, you still have to pray. There is nothing God cannot do. What God cannot do does not exist. So even if the child has grown up and you feel like he's uncontrollable or she's uncontrollable, talk to the man that controls the universe, the God that controls, God that does this, the creator of the universe. Talk to the creator of the universe, God that created the heavens and the earth, created we humans. He can change that person. He can turn the life of that person around. You can see the story of the prodigal child in the Bible. After everything, he went into the world, and after everything, it's how God has planned it. It's how God has planned it. After everything, he still came back to his father and asked for forgiveness. So, same thing that happens when you feel like your child has gone astray. Pray for that child, so that child will return back to you in glory. So, thank you once again for tuning into the channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification for more of this content. Thank you very much, and remain blessed.